All right, this is my recording. I'm going to try not to look so sleepy-eyed. I got my new do, I got my new beard, but I keep on because I have insomnia now, not sleeping and reading like this. I'm trying to read. This will be without notes, so I won't be looking down reading. Yes. What is this about? It's about Jake the Great Paul and his next big challenge. His next big challenge in boxing. Only 5 fights. And the man is one of the most famous boxers in the world. Not only that, Jake has taken a lot of people under his wing. Female boxing owes a lot to Jake Paul. Because Jake Paul put the great Amanda Serrano on his co-promotion, in which they got Katie Taylor in the Madison Square Garden. And let me tell you, the man supports a lot of boxing around the world. People should pray that Jake continues to win. But I think Jake may have taken up a little too much, more than he can chew. He's been fighting MMA fighters. He's been fighting, for the most part, MMA fighters. And now Jake has a lot of natural talent. Big punch, seems to have a good jaw, but his skill level as a boxer, not the best. Not the best. You got to be honest about it. He's a raw talent. And this time he's taking on a real boxer, Hasim Rothman Jr. The junior is a great fighter. Well, not a great fighter, but a solid fighter. He has 12-1. Only had lost to Tommy Morrison's son in the battle of boys of great fighters. Hasim Jr. is the son of Rothman. A good, solid heavyweight. Now, the thing is with Hasim, he's actually coming down in weight. He's 6'3", normally about 212, 220, and he has over 100 amateur fights, plus a winning record as a heavyweight. I don't know, Paul. I don't know what's going to happen. I think you might have the power to beat him. I think you might have the jaw to survive a bunch of punches. But what are you going to do when the fight gets into the dark rounds, and you have to pull it out? Oh, but I'm rooting for Paul because the man is a good man, even though a lot of people find him obnoxious. But then a lot of people find me obnoxious. I'm a good man too. Supporter of women boxing, much like Paul is. You know, my heart says Paul will win because I'm rooting for the guy. But my brain is saying no. That Paul is bitten off more than he can chew. A lot of trolls were going, hey, he's not fighting a real professional fighter. Well, he is fighting a professional fighter now. A man who's coming down the weight, very powerful, has a winning professional record as a boxer, and also 100 amateur fights. I think Paul has a puncher's chance. After all, Morrison's son was a good fighter, but not a great fighter, and managed to take Rothman out. Still, I worry about Jake. Worry about women's boxing indirectly, because Jake has a lot of female fighters that he supports in all around the world, and the boys and girls clubs. He puts his money where his mouth is. Now, I'm going to go down a little thing about women's boxing. On the same card as Jake Paul versus Hasim Rothman, there's going to be Amanda Serrano against Brenda Carbajal. Probably that last woman's name I'm not getting right. Thing is, this will be a test of how big a draw, to an extent, Amanda is, without Katie Taylor in the other corner. The only thing is, this woman she's fighting is a good, solid fighter, good record, never been stopped, aggressive. So she's going to meet Amanda head on. But he who meets or she meets Amanda head on gets a busted up face, because Amanda punches very hard. Not only does she knock you out, she busts you up. I see the fight ending in a knockout, TKO as they say, as Amanda There's a little rearrangement of the woman's face. Ah, but what about some of the other female fights that are going on? What about them? Well, they do have, let's see, Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall. Clarissa, who's never been silent, is fighting the silent assassin. The silent assassin's getting pretty sassy. This is the English woman, and this has beaten quite a few women, and it has a big punch, a big punch. She puts you out. Now, Shields has boxing skills, but doesn't seem to have a lot of power. But it's going to be a nip and tuck thing. I think Shields' draw is pretty damn good. I think she'll survive the bombs that Marshall will put out, and Marshall will not quite have the skills or the speed to catch up with Clarissa Shields. I see it going the distance. I see Marshall potentially flooring Shields, but Shields, with her incredible jab and her work rate, maybe outboxing and outworking Marshall. Could be wrong. Marshall has a victory in the professional rank, the amateur ranks, but get the feeling Shields will prevail, but it'll be close. And at any moment, Marshall, the assassin, may silence Shields, the sassy Shields. The big punch. That's what my powers, psychic powers. Now, Michaela Mayer versus Alicia Bargenberger. This is going to be a great fight. The punk rock girl versus the Nubian dynamite. Yes, this is going to be work rate versus firepower. I think Michaela Mayer will have the jaw to survive Alicia's power. This is very muscular, very powerful, very got biceps. Oh my God. But I think she'll be outworked. I basically believe she'll be outworked. This will be when the boxers basically beat, this is on the same card, by the way. The boxers basically beat the sluggers. Now, I favor sluggers to a large extent. My heart is always with the slugger. But my brain has to go with Nostrovini says is going to win. I've been a big fan of women's boxing for quite a while. Other boxing and tchotchkes and boxing. Tchotchkes and boxing. Here's me in the past. Here's me in the present. Anyway, this is going to be interesting. I've tried to keep my eyes open and not really going like that because I lack sleep. I haven't sung it. But I do have a nice do. I don't look like a minor 49er now. I look like I could, if I would be casted as I would be casted as your Viking, your Viking father, the Odin. Anyway, goodbye. I hope this turns out okay. These are my predictions. Paul and the Gals. What should I title this? I don't know. Okay, there we go. Gonna end the shindig. And boom. Meeting for all.